What's up, guys? We're back. This one's going to be fun for me because I've done a few of these already. This is an np231 transfer case out of a Jeep XJ. They come up to 2001. Customer wants SYE kit, slip yoke, eliminator kit, which gets rid of all this extra garbage here. And he also wants me to, obviously, we always check all the bearings. There ain't too many in here. I'm actually still waiting on my in-camera view. Yeah. It's going to be 1/1/16 or 1/8. I got to double check. Don't quote me on it. Or 32mm socket. I'm going to get it tomorrow. I think it's 1/1/8. But in the meantime, the show must go on. So, another special tool we need to actually do this is this. Let me focus here. 10mm 12-point socket, just for the one stupid bolt they put on top right there. I don't know why they do it like that, but they do. Obviously we got some clips that we gotta keep point of for reassembly, like this one right next to the 12mm. So that one's got to go back in a special spot. I'm not really seeing anything else. So we're going to start there. At least want to split the case because he swears that the chain is wearing out. And I'm like, before you buy a bunch of parts that you don't need, let me have a peekaroo inside. Like I said, we're not going to be able to fully disassemble this guy tonight because of the fact that I don't have the right socket to be able to pull the whole assembly out. But we can at least split the case. And also, another critical note for myself in this video. But these speed sensors, they always say to put them right back where you found them. And this one, the circular piece of it is facing outward, which obviously it probably should because there's a 10mm on there. And it's just slightly above being flush with the case. So it's on a curve pointing that way. So that's the best way I can put it. It's not flush, it's this way. They can be different from case to case. So just want to keep remarks to that because there is just a little fork that holds it into place. So that's that. So we got our 10-point 12mm socket. I'm going to do the only bolt on this whole thing that's set up like that. Alright. Alright. Another thing that I'm doing, and you're probably not going to get it on camera until I'm done with it, is I have a cardboard box and I am putting everything into a spot so that way nothing gets mismatched on relocation. Alright, so that was the only reason why we needed this 10-point, no, 12-point. Oh my god, folks, I'm sorry, it's late. I just at least want to split the case tonight. But it's a 10mm 12-point socket. After that, you use a 15mm we still got to split all this. It's like an onion. We're kind of going towards the middle here, but I'm at least going to get these in my cardboard box so that way they're good. So the next one is right after that. So we're going to put that in the box, and I'll show you what I'm talking about when I say I'm putting them in a cardboard box in the end. But it's just so you don't screw anything up. So next one. Alright. Next one's kind of in the center. Well, you know, there's got to be a washer. Alright, well, if there is a washer, it's not cooperating. I'm only going to leave one bolt in at the end just to keep everything together in the end. So this video also helps me in the end put every bolt back where it belongs. Got a lot of weird Loctite on it. I don't know why. I don't think anybody's ever been in here. I've never seen a Jeep with Loctite transfer case bolts before. That one came out with the washer. Clearly some sort of Loctite on it. It's all blue. So somebody's been in here one point or another. Only one bolt left for that, so we're going to undo the rest of this here. Hope I'm still recording. So we're going to undo the speed sensor. I think that's a 10 mil. So we'll grab one. Where is it? Somewhere right there. So a reducer. Again. We're not totally flush, but we're pretty damn close. Everybody always says that is not 10 mil. Probably 12. And we'll use an extension. Come on, baby. What? So, we should just be able to, and we're not. What is going on here? Is that a 13? Or is there just rust buildup making a 12 look like a 13? Alright, well, 13 fits, so we're gonna do it. And like I said, on that there's a fork and it like pinches the whole thing down. Gonna need a pry bar. You should pry it out. There's only one bolt and just a big fork holding the whole thing in. As you can see, plastic gear. With that, I'm going to put that off to the side. Where do you go from this point? Because we got to remove this whole thing and then pop this whole thing off. So this dust washer, I believe, has to come off. It's been many years since I've done one of these. And where is my hammer? Where's my hammer? Where is my hammer, folks? Take a guess. Your guess is as good as mine. Do we need a hammer? Yeah, kind of do. Pretty sure that comes off and there's a snap ring behind it. It has to be popped off. Oh, I found it, folks. Under another car I've been working on, waiting on parts. I'm pretty sure this just pops off. I hope this is all in video view because I only get one shot at this. Yeah, it looks that way. Like I said, the tripod is very new to me. Tripod is very, very new to me, but yeah, makes for a better video, right? There's no turning back now. Well, there is if you want to bend all the crap back, I guess. But I'm pretty, there might be a snap ring under here. That way. Well, if there is a snap ring, I don't know if you'll see it. This whole thing is rusted. So it is what it is. Alright, well, that's what happens when we undo. They're not 13s I have on there right now. They're either 10 or 12s. This is what a lot of videos on the YouTube don't show you is what you actually need for socket sizes, you know. So what do we got? We got a 10 mil, I think. Yep, 10 millimeter. And we'll see what happens when we pop off these 10 millimeters. Because we got to peel it back like an onion. I know we started here, but we really got to start here. 1. 2, same size. 3 is the same size. I don't know what all the black crap is coming out of this thing. 4, same size. 5. Remove 5, all the same size. I doubt this thing's just gonna pop off. We're gonna try it. Yeah. Pretty sure this seal, this dust seal has to come off, and then there's a circle clip on the inside. If this don't pop off, I'm gonna have to get a cut-off wheel and cut into it. And that's the best way I can explain it, because all this is, anyway, garbage. I already peeled that back. Sure this dust seal just pops off. And all it is a dust seal. There's nothing special about it. And it did pop. That popped off. You could bend it back if you want to really reuse it. I really can't see in there. I see some sort of seal that was bent when I was trying. Definitely a seal because it's rubber. Again, this part doesn't matter because that is going to be brand new. But to pop it off, is there anything in there that is going to be like, oh, we need to remove that before we can pop off the rest of it? Where's my flashlight? One minute. Oh, I think I have a flashlight here. So, looking in, doesn't look like this is one of those that have a circle clip. We're going to keep trying here. I don't want to gouge the case. A lot of pry points on one of these. So I'm going to put my screwdriver here. Should pop off at this point. Are we missing a screw? Bolt? This, that, the other thing. Doesn't really look that way. Should pop off. And there we go. She's separated. Just RCV'd. Everything's RCV'd on these. So keep that in mind. Like I said, not seeing a circle clip in the front. Unless I was supposed to pop out that bearing. Oh, in a second here. If it doesn't want to play nice. Like I said, if it doesn't want to play nice, try popping out that center seal, see if there's any circle clips. You know, like I said, this part doesn't matter because it's all getting changed. Oh my God, that wasn't supposed to happen. And there might be a circle clip holding everything in. You know, you never want to force anything. Yep, this shield is popping out. Good, decent ease. And I believe behind the shield is a, there might be some sort of circle clip. It's been many years since I've worked on these, so bear with me. So we pull out that. Yep, there's a circle clip. You probably can't see it on video, but there's one there. So, we got to find our special pliers. And it's one of those internal ones. Come on, baby. Did that just break? Hold on a second, folks. Yeah, no. It shifted. I'm sorry if my head is in the way. I used to have specialty pliers that were just for this. Now I'm just using straight pliers and it popped, but it didn't pop off. Try again. Might have to get a pair of 90-degree pliers to get this out. I didn't break them, right? No. Trying to at least get in one hole. Not cooperating. I'm going to try and get these a little outward and give me a little more reach. So, pop out my little set here. That's pretty damn small. Smaller than that, the walt set, which was top bottom. I'll go for the lower one. Smaller than that. Grab the 7/32 here, but still too big. Alright, I'll try and make these fingers a little bigger. I don't know if this thing actually came with anything extra. I'm just trying to give myself some extra length here. If not, I'll have to get some pliers that will fit in there. As I remember back in the day, I had specialty pliers just for this project. But screw that in and back her out. Can we do it with basic hand tools is a real question. As you can see, I have one a little bit longer than the other. I don't believe these things came with any other extra attachments, you know, the 90-degree, this and that, like the Craftsman do, which would be nice, because at this point, a 90-degree one would be a lot better than this, but let's see what we can do here. Popping on me. That should be in your home. Where's not in your home? Yeah, I squeeze it, but they bend. I don't have anything else in my arsenal. Try a pair of electrical pliers, but I doubt they're gonna go. Yeah. And there's nothing else in my drawer that says, hey, let's change the this to, something different. I'll put them back in. But I think we're gonna have to get special pliers just for this job. The shaft is kind of screwing me up here. One more time. If not, I'm buying some different circle clip pliers. Putting a lot of pressure on the bottom because I'm in the bottom. I'm on it. I was on it, folks. Man. I swear if I had 90-degree pliers, it would fit right in there because I can go from an offset. So I'm gonna have to get a special tool just to do this because there's no way I just keep slipping. So I'm gonna have to get the 90-degree pliers to get in there. Squeeze that clip to be able to remove this guy. And that's where we're at, and that's the way it is, You don't always own all the tools in the world. That's why we are what we are. But tomorrow we'll get that. Remove the circle clip from inside. Pull that out and disassemble it when we get our 1.125". I'm pretty sure it's 1.125" that I ordered or asked for to be able to fully dissect this thing, see what the owner might need. But in the end, he just wants the upgrade, which you guys will see. So. Alright, so I got lucky. I found a set of 90-degree pliers that I said you would need. Never used before. They're Work Pros. Yeah, Work Pros. It was like a set that I got. So, with that being said, came with the right ones, 90 degree. So we should be able to pull this guy out now. Let me make sure we're still in camera view here. On the inside, like I said, after you pull the dust shield out, we got him. Might be a little tricky. And there we go. We got him. So once that's out, we should be able to pull him out. Really shouldn't be anything else holding us up. Well, there might be something else holding us up because it does not want to come out. So I'm going to have to read about this a little bit more. I mean, we already got 1/4 inch gap. Should just pop out, from what I remember. Pop out the circle clip. Should just come off. Alright, there's one more circle clip I see in there. It's not the same style. It's one that expands, and again, in that Work Pro kit that I got, we have a 90 degree that expands. But that's not going to get us to where we need. That's not going to work. Came as a 1, 2, 3, 4-piece set. Never used it. But here I am. Trying to use it. I expanded it, but it was too focused on being up front. So just expanded that one that was on the inner shaft. Trying to pop them off now. So there was those two. Now it's coming off. I just kicked the camera. So now it came off, behaving. So like I said, I'm gonna have to check the kit. If not, I'll retrieve the one that fell in the back of my bench. So we had an inner clip, an outer clip on that. Oil pump can be kind of a pain in the ass. What you gotta do is flathead screwdriver. The pickup's going to be down below, so you got to kind of pull them forward. I'm going to mark it just by scribing it with an arrow saying, hey, that's the way I got to go. And that pulls out. I'm going to put them in a clean spot. And then we can undo our last bolt here, which is not a 10 millimeter. And your 14. What was it? 15. That one's out. Box, and like I said, I'll show you the box before I end this video, but we are absolutely clear and free to start trying. You gotta remember, everything's RTV'd. And you just gotta start hitting, trying to separate that RTV. Separated there. And don't drive your screwdriver too far in. You don't want to scratch the surfaces. A little bit on the outside. Perfectly fine. Just want to break that RTV away. Just enough to separate. Like I said, that's all RTV right there. Our oil pickup tube. With him. We'll eventually clean them up. Spin around. This is as far as we're going to get tonight, folks, because, like I said, I'm waiting on that. As you can see, this is the best part. That magnet barely has anything on it. So he thought something was failing in here, but judging by this magnet, this is all just normal wear and tear. Nothing to be alarmed about. Yeah. Even the chain, even though it looks loose right here, when everything's together, pulls it tighter. I will get better video footage of, I'll get it like an overhead view of actually pulling this thing all apart, checking the bearings, just giving it a quick look. Everything looks really good in here, including the shift forward guides, which are plastic. They're still intact and looking beautiful. So we're gonna leave this video to this. I hope I have a clean finger to end it. And tomorrow we're gonna continue on. We're gonna clean off our table because that's when we're gonna start doing our clean down process and inspection. All right, so we're recording. Yep. We're back. So, one thing I snagged from work was inch and 1/8 socket for our yoke here. So once I got that off, we should be ready to pull this thing out, as far as I know. So we're going to try it. Yeah, we'll pull the spring so we don't lose it. So we're going to just put that in a safe spot for a shift fork. But other than that, probably should have gloved up, but it's alright. So there we go. There's our assembly. Got it on clean paper towels. We're going to put this away. We're going to do a deep cleaning on this. Check all the bearings. So far they feel good, but we're going to do a deep cleaning on all this. There's nothing really special to a deep clean. It's just brake cleaner and rags and cleaning it up, making sure it's good. I'm going to put that away for right now. So, we don't do anything with that guy. Our main concern is we just want to make sure everything's in camera view here. All right. So chain's good. So no worries about him. Him off to the side. I am gonna glove up, people, just because it's still oily and greasy and yada yada. But we're ready to unbox what the customer got and see what we have. And I think there's one circle clip we have to undo to actually remove all this, because our big thing is just this shaft here. We're replacing that, and that's our big thing. So, alright, so now I'm gloved up, I'm not worried. What do we got? Because these gears got to come off. So we got nothing on that side. This side. Okay, as you can see, we have one circlip. I don't know what to actually try and use here. No. Try 90s on it. Just want to make sure. Alright. Try 90s on it. Oh! Oh, this looks like it's going to be a little bit stubborn. Let me get a little screwdriver, try and assist it. I hope my head's not in the way on the picture. Oh yeah. Between the splines. So this one's going to test my patience. I could see that already. Let me get a little pick. So let's try to pick. Yeah. I saw it expand that time real good. So I gotta expand it on that side. Let's try screwdriver behind it. Still got the other one. I'm sure it's gonna pop everything back in its home. Yep. That's exactly what happened. They do sell special pliers that have teeth on the end to actually grip and hold something like this. But, you know, for the DIYer, you're going to see how much of a pain in the butt it is with just basic hand tools here. Come on. Man. This keeps popping back into home base. It's like... Ah, jeez. Well, you see what we're gonna do. We gotta remove that circle clip, and I don't want to be recording for 45 minutes to pop it out. So we'll be back, people. All right, I think we're about to remove the circle clip here. So we want to hold the bottom of the shaft so it doesn't fall down, and we just pop that off. So that's a plus. There we go. Circle clip comes off. Come on, baby. And then it should just plop down like that. This is going to be probably officially garbage. Now we got to do the unboxing. My favorite part, right? So let's see what he's got in the box. And go from there. Still in camera view. So, we got our new end piece. Cool. The new rear yoke. Cool. Speedometer and hardware for, you know, speedometer. And a couple new circle clips. That's cool. All right. And let's just make sure that's it. Throwing things everything here. Here's our shaft. Big and heavy. This is our new shaft, which weighs, holy crap, a ton. I think it weighs more than the factory one. And I believe that's it. So we can throw this box away. Awesome. So I'm going to go right for a new shaft here. I mean, that thing weighs a lot more than the than the factory one. I mean, she weighs a good bit. I'm gonna put down some more fresh paper towels because clean work environment is what this is all about at this point. I don't want any crap on there. So there it is, the new SYE. So what do I like to do with it? Well, not a whole lot. I mean, pretty much got some Lucas Red and Tacky on here, and you know, smother the splines. And the rotating assembly, but pretty much just get everything ready to rock and roll here. pretty well lubed up there. I'm probably going to clean those splines because I'm pretty sure that's where the yoke goes, and we got to put RTV on. But for right now, just got everything nicely lubed up. And there's no needle bearings in this from what I see, which can be an issue with older Jeeps. And then we look at our old one, and that's the way she goes. So we should be able to just get our new gears to go on there. I believe. It does not seem right. Why? Do they have to go on the other way? About to find out here. And that does not seem right, so that seems right, but I don't see a place to put a circle clip. So what the hell is going on here? Unless I gotta be this way. Oh, that's so much better. And do we have? All right, so that's the way it's supposed to be. Circle clip goes right down in there. So before I waste 30 minutes of video time on putting a new circle clip on, which is going to go right there because they included it, I'm going to end the video here, get the new circle clip on, and we'll keep going on with this. So that's that. Alright guys, we're back at it. Word of the wise, that circle clip, that circle clip, that circle clip. If I were to do this again, I'd spend less than $20 on Amazon to get the snap ring pliers that actually hold it real nice, because it was a little bit of struggle. Doable, but a struggle. So that's, everything's good there. Everything's been super cleaned. Got our magnet back in. Got our oil pump pickup tube on that side in. Put grease over there. And our seal, made sure that's greased up. So we're ready to drop this guy in. You know, key note of the pin and the lower pin, that's where they're supposed to be at. Everything looks great in here, so I'm gonna put this guy on the tripod. And let's see if we can get her in without too much trouble. Oh, wrong way. So, a little bit of finesse and finagle. That dropped in nice. He's got it. There we go. Beautiful. So everything's in. I'm greased up now. That's okay. And my rubber gloves. So we're fully in. We got our magnet. We got our spring. And our pickup tube on the other side. So at this point, we're ready for the silicone or RTV. Mind you, that's how that guy looks in there. And before we do that, I always believe in cleanliness. I see a little bit of grease there, so we're going to go around one last time to degrease anything that might be greased up. Just give it a good final wipe down, because you don't want to be doing this job twice of it leaking on you. Or having the customer come back and say, what the hell, it's leaking on me. So I'm going to do the other case. The other case has. The silicone does not stick to grease and oil. So, I believe we're as degreased as we can be. So, it's time for our ultra black RTV here. And we want a good liberal amount to go in. I don't know how long that's been curing, so always, when in doubt, wipe your tip off. So that way you got fresh RTV and not something that's kind of dry. Because in the end, we have to let this sit for an hour, lightly bolt it up. And pretty much, if you read the directions, it says to put your two halves together, whatever you're doing, and then hand tight. And let it sit for an hour, hand tightened. And after that, I'm going to torque them down. And then you let it cure for 24 hours. I'm probably going to rotate this to make my life a little bit easier. 75 pounds of goodness. That's supposedly how much these things weigh. Rotate it again for the back side. Side. I just did a Subaru oil pan. My hands are kind of fatigued just from doing that yesterday. You gotta remember, a lot of this will and then squeeze out. Find its happy place. You don't want crazy thick, you know, because you go crazy thick, what squeezes out on the outside is also going to squeeze out on the inside. So just remember that. Spread it around in the end. This tube's almost kicked, and I don't know where my other tube is. You know. So with a clean finger, mine is clean, just gonna make sure everything's actually sticking. And I'm not pushing down, I just do a light, which will fill in anything that I might have missed. You don't have to do this, but everybody's different. As long as you do it the right way. Everybody thinks they're doing it the right way, and they're really not, especially the people that really glob the stuff on, because as I mentioned, you don't have to glob it on. But putting a little drag on it will also prove that there is no oil on the surface, because again, it won't stick to an oily surface, and that worked out beautiful right there. And this one's kicked. So next up is we got the other matching case on, and that'll be that. We got a dowel there, so the other dowel's probably gonna go in there. That oil pickup tube ain't gonna fall out, is it? Yep, it did. Okay. So, try and try again. So I'm gonna kind of hold the pickup tube that way it don't fall out this time. Downwards. Dowels are lined up. Now we can release our pickup tube. And that's it. We're gonna hand tight the bolts, and I know I haven't gotten on video yet, but see that box? That's what I like to do with my bolts. Put them in order the way I pull them out. So we're gonna throw those in. We're just gonna hand tighten them and let it sit for 1 hour. Alright, so it's been officially 1 hour. We're ready to torque down our hand tighten the bolts. I'm going to bring out the torque wrench here. We're going to get it ready. We want to go 30 foot-pounds. be it. Everything's set. Pull our torque wrench out. Our Quinn here, digital. It's my new toy. Makes real nice work. Now there really isn't any torque sequence that I could see. So I'm going to just start from the middle and go outwards. Might set this down to get some better leverage. We know there's no oil in this, so it's not going to harm anything. So we'll go on the top, and we're going to work in like a crisscross type pattern. That one, got to get that 10 millimeter. So we need a reducer. So yeah, those are our 12 point 10 millimeter. That one. I believe we already got this guy. Yeah, no, we definitely did. All right, so I don't know, this guy. All right. This guy, I believe that's all the bolts. I mean, we got, I think, him. 30. We're going to go through them again, just in order this time, mark them, make sure we got them all actually torqued, and then we'll go on to the next step, so I'm not going to bore you with all that. Alright, well, you probably noticed something. That's right, I had to remove the speedometer gear. I jumped the gun. The oil pump will not slide down the shaft without the circle clips and everything removed. And obviously the last part of it is trying to get the oil pump pickup tube into its housing. So I'm going to just use a little pick. You know, gotta make sure we're in there. There we go. So the whole bottom gets put in there, recessed. Make sure your O-ring's on the inside, and ours was. Somebody's been in here before. I could just tell by some of the markings that I've never seen in any other transfer case I've taken apart. So it is what it is. So our pickup tube's good. Well, now we're ready for, I believe now we can put all this on. Back to our circle clips, because our drive gear will go on, and that assembly is big enough to slide everything over, obviously, because we'll never get it with that top assembly put in. So again, this is not the right tool, but it did work to get us. And if I'm struggling, I'm gonna stop the video until I can get her on. Like I said, the other ones would be cake work if I had the right tool. Try the other way. Because the other tool looks like needle nose. So I don't want him to get stuck in that groove, so I want to try and expand him, get him to pass that groove. Let's try a flathead. Clip, clip. All right, so we're solid on that bottom one there. And our speedometer gear, like so. And our top circle clip. Here we go again. Kind of got them on. A little flathead and get him into its seat. Clip. Oh, I think the whole thing clipped in. Just make sure it is. So we're good there. And so, next up on this is to obviously clean everything again. All our mating surfaces here. We already checked our shaft. We're in 4 low. We're good. I think this is the first transfer case I've ever seen that I didn't have to cut the shaft. And I even planned for it. I bought the bought a cutoff wheel and a cheap die grinder from Hobo Freight. But we're golden there. So we're gonna clean this side. We're gonna clean the new one. Because, you know, they always put a little bit of oil from the factory on it. Well, that's what we're dealing with. So we'll wipe him clean and free. Like I said, no oil. That's the biggest thing. RTV and oil are not friendly. Just want to double, triple check our oil pump just to make sure, because God forbid, I'd rather double, triple check it than yeah, we're in. We're good. It's better to double check than not to check at all. So we're golden there. We're clean. So it's time to use up the last of this guy. And I got a whole new tube if we need it. So got to clean off some of the dried up material from the other part. All right. Start squeezing on the downward. So again. We're running out. All right, let's go get our new guy. Got one more. Like I said, I used him out yesterday. Sealing up a oil pan. So, as mentioned, that's our winner. And the show goes on, right? Gotta get him to actually come out. I hope my hand's not covering all the good stuff here. I try and stay more towards the outside than the inside, because when it squeezes, it's gonna go in. These, when you clean them, I actually don't like how much I have right there. When you clean them, they actually have ridges where the RTV actually goes into. There's that. Some schmutz on my finger. Alright, so we're all the way around everything. That's just a little bit more right there. We're good. So that's that. We know we're clean. There is grease on that. Not worried about that. And now we have grease on our outer seal too, so that way nothing is starting to spin dry. The initial. Alright. So that's all that. Can put in our 5 bolts. These were all the same size. Put all those in. And again, same like the last time, we only hand tight. Wow. Must have kicked my camera. We're only going to hand tighten them to start, and then eventually torque them to 18 foot-pounds. I'll just Hand tight. Once I see it squeeze out a little bit, that's it. That to me is hand tight. After this, we just got our front and rear yoke. Again, we'll have to clean our ceiling surfaces because here we're going to have our TV. So I'm going to try and get that as clean as possible. Alright. Like I said, we're going to let that cure. And let's see if I can get you in here. That shaft, try and prove it out. Wish I had a little bit longer tripod. But that shaft, right now we're in 4 low. I just use a socket end on the shift. Whew. Well, take my word for it. As you can see, you can kind of see how it's going up and down because now we're in neutral. But so we were at the highest point. And I don't have enough leverage here. But that's what they're talking about. If you shift it to a certain amount, it's going to hit and then you're stuck. So sometimes you have to cut them, and I've dealt with that. So this one was interesting that I didn't, but I double, triple checked, and we're good. So we're gonna let that cure, set up for an hour, and then we're gonna torque it down to our 18. On to the next part, the yokes. Alrighty, it's been 1 hour. So we're ready to torque these guys down to 18 foot-pounds. Torque wrench down to 18. And again, same thing, we'll do like a crisscross style pattern. Oh, we're gonna need a little extension though for this. I should be able to do one-handed. There's one. Two. Oop, almost knocked the tripod over. That wouldn't have been good. Where did I hit? I wish you could lock these buttons out on this thing, because sometimes I bop them. Not close yet. I made them hand tight, but I guess hand tight wasn't hand tight enough. think there was one more. So, we're gonna bust out the paint pen. Of course, get more paint on ourselves than anything else. We'll start going through it. Start down here again, make sure that everything. That one's good. Good. Like I said, it's been a good habit of when you torque everything, you just paint mark it, and that way you have the visual verification that you actually did it. No bolt left behind. And that's that. So that's why I do this. It's pretty good practice. So now that we're done with that, we're gonna clean these splines on both sides, front and rear. We gotta make sure there's no grease on them. They are pretty clean, but still scrub them. We already know we have grease on our outer seal. We'll just have to grease our yoke outer seal. And eventually, I'll show you how this works. You got these two fancy rubber O-rings here. Well, they're not O-rings, but they're special splines. You'll have one, well, that's the smaller one, but you'll have them, they're supposed to fit inside. That one's way too small. That one's too big. I'm gonna have to double check what's going on here. I know the factory one didn't have yeah, the factory one did have one on the front, but I didn't see any on the rear. This was the factory one, which obviously ain't gonna fit on the rear one, but they are the same size. So I know this part will actually fit on the shaft, and I think that's what they're going for in the end. That, you know, this one will fit on that shaft, this one will fit tight on the front. So in the end, that's what it'll be. We do have to put a big old glob of RTV in there to seal it up real nice. So like I said, I'm going to spend some good time cleaning all the yokes. We'll hand tighten them, and then we'll do the fun part of tightening those, because the front yoke is 110 foot-pounds and the rear yoke, this one, $150. So probably a monkey wrench and bolts to the walls. So I'm not really gonna record. Yeah, I might. So like I said, first I'm gonna clean them. We'll be back. Alright guys, so cleaned our splines real nice. We put grease on our outer splines. One thing I wanted to do before putting the splines on, so a little plug here on this one. It's 18 millimeter. Just gonna snug them up. because there was no sensor or anything protruding out on the other one. So you just want them just snugged up. That'll be that. There's an O-ring on it, so no Teflon tape or RTVs required for that. So now we're ready for our new guy here. Make sure everything's clean. Should be. Oh, before I put it on, we gotta do the goop. So obviously, just like last time, get the kind of setup crap off of it, because again, we'll be waiting an hour. And so we want to goop the whole inside here. Well, not the whole inside, but a good amount. I may actually take the tip off for that and just goop it up. Yeah. So again, just glob it in there. Smear that around. Got some on our outside surface. We want to get rid of that. It's not going to stick to it because everything's greased. But inside, I want to evenly smear that around. Like I said, we don't want it on our outside surface. So, with that done, get our fancy rubber Huhan, that's the bigger one. Lay them on in there. I hope I'm in camera view. Lay them on in there and let's get them on. And next up is to take the new nut. We're gonna hand thread him on. That's that. Hopefully this new one's also an 1/8". And again, same thing. Hand thread, and we let it settle for an hour. That'll be that. Yeah, that's the messy part. So now we'll do the same thing for the other guy. Him. Same thing. Factory front. Fill them up and we'll smear them around. Looking pretty good. And clean your finger off. Wipe anything that might have touched the outside. Touch the outside of that. I just want to wipe it off because we don't want any silicone to be on our seating surface. Again, I'll just wipe the outer side off. Got a good amount. Maybe a little bit more in that one section that I see. It's kind of blah. Alright. So, with that, this smaller ring sits in there like that. And are we in? We are not in view. Okay. So same thing. Ring in. But this one, see, I don't like that. I like how that ring sits. I want to pull them out. I'm going to put the ring right on the shaft because it looks like the ring's just going to get pushed out. We'll put him right on the shaft. Because the other one I had to pull off the shaft. We don't roll it. Try and get the teeth to line up the best we can. Now we'll throw them on. We're still good on our surface there. A little bit of a clean up. Just clean it up. Now we'll shove them in there. There's that one. We've got to reuse the original nut for that one. So same thing, just hand thread it. So it cooperates. Alright, well. This is where it gets a little messy. Wipe them off a little bit. Same thing. We'll let him hand dry. We'll tilt it back up. And that'll be that for now. So we gotta let him cure for another hour. And then we can tighten that down. And it's gotta cure overnight. And then we can add our oil and put our speed sensor back in. And that will be finished. Alright, so it's finally been an hour for some cure time. We're ready to bust out the torque wrench again. We're going to start with the rear yoke, which is 150 foot-pounds. Get up there. 150. Hoping I might be blocking the view as I try and torque this guy down. But we'll see what happens. I'm gonna reposition the camera over here because I will be blocking the view if I do it any other way. So I just got a monkey wrench to help between that and this. We can get to that 150 foot-pounds. 18 right now. We're at 50. $80. $100. Might actually put this guy on the ground and then finish it. I just don't want to flip around. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, we're gonna have to put him on the ground. Getting there. Figured do the rear first because that's the hardest. Then do the front. Oh. Alright. The monkey wrench is doing its job. So that's always a plus. And on the ground. There we go. We hit it. That solid beep. That solid beep is all we needed. We got him. Let's hit front. $110. So do $110. Well worth the $200 here, folks. This is a Icon torque wrench from Hobo Freight. So it's one of their top tier wrenches. And so far, I love it. I want to go that way because it's going to put pressure on the four-wheel drive shifter arm. Any day now. Uh-oh, I push buttons. What did I do? That's the only bad habit I gotta break myself out of. And there's 110. So that's that. Yep, 110 foot-pounds. Throw the baby away. It has an auto off feature, so it shuts off after 2 minutes. Non-use. That's all that. So that's going to take an hour to cure, 24 hours now to cure. They always say it's best to cure upright just in case there's any. Sorry, folks. Just in case there's any residual oil in there, you don't want it seeping down and then screwing up what the silicone's trying to do. We're going to leave it up. Everything's torqued. Tomorrow, we'll fill it. Once it's cured, we'll put in our speed sensor. It's got an O-ring. We'll just lubricate it with some ATF. We've got 2 quarts. We'll fill it right down the porthole of that. Makes it super easy. And that's it. Alright guys, we're to the easy part now. Everything's cured. You know, loud airplane. 2 quarts, ATF, doing synthetic. These things are built like a brick shit house. You can literally pour anything in them. And they will, they'll be fine. You can actually use regular engine oil. I've seen people use regular engine oil in them. I want that to go in. But manufacturer recommendation is right around 2 quarts. So we put in 2 quarts and we'll be golden as long as we're not spilling everywhere. There's one. For number 2 here. And this is way easier than trying to fill it while in the car because you got to undo the drain plug. I believe it's that. This is the drain versus fill. So we got one versus the other. It's just easier with a bigger hole. That's what it comes down to. You're in the end here. I'm going to save a couple drops worth to put on the O-ring of our speed sensor. Tilt her back. Let her get nice and oil covered. Probably a bit extreme there, but whatever. So there's our 2 quarts. Put our speed sensor in, so you want to wiggle it. I don't know if she actually settles in there or not, or if the yoke pushes it down. Remember, this is all that puts pressure on it. So from there, it does fit into the little notches. And ours was slightly tilted this way. So we'll go with that. And I believe that's just going to put pressure in and sink her down in. Is that a 12 mil? We'll rock a 12 mil. See what happens here. It's bigger than a 12. 13 or 14. Take your guess. Try 14. That feels kind of loose. Might be a 13, or it's just a rusted up 12. So it's British Imperial. Kind of feels tight, but if something feels tight, what do? You back it off and you check. Make sure you're not peeling up aluminum threads. And we are not, so get it back in there. And like I said, this thing has 4 different possible positions, and depending on the year, Jeep, transfer case, these things can be rotated all sorts of different weird ways for whatever the reason, and that's why you want to take note in the beginning so that way you don't have to try and pry it when this all is buried up under your engine. Well, the whatchamacallit, floor pans and stuff, you know, the tunnel. So I think this thing, we're getting there. I kind of want to assist it a little bit. Just tap her in with a 3/8. It fits perfectly right there. Just to make sure she's in her home. I don't want that O-ring sticking out. Everything's gonna be. You don't want to tap too hard because you don't want to break the plastic. There we go. She's falling. So don't go crazy with it, people. Yep, she sounds solid. Sound changed. So we're still good there. Because like I said, this is nothing more than a retainer. So you don't want this to actually be physically pushing it down. It just holds it into place. And there really, as far as I know, there's no torque setting. So once she's tight, that should be it. She's solid there. So at this point, give her a little spritzer. Make sure she doesn't leak, and we're going to call the customer to come pick it up. That's really all there is to it. long as there's no leaks. That's the big thing, is making sure there's no leaks. So that's that, folks. That's how you do one in real time, minus the cleanup part that, you know, I cut all the cleaning out of it. But as long as we're not dripping, this thing should not drip from absolutely anywhere except the breather. Watch that. But minus the breather. I'll probably put a cap on that. Yeah, we'll put a cap on that. But other than that, I mean, I'm talking, you know, the mating surface is around. You want to make sure all that's golden and good. And it looks like we are. I'll let it sit. I'm going to call the customer, and that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Till the next one.